Never in human history has it been better to be a human being on this planet. Never. There has never been a time where we have the privileges, and I'm not talking about white people, I'm talking about all of us. We have never been in any environment where we've had so much prosperity, so many resources, so much choice, so much choice, so much choice. Never have we lived on this planet as a species where we could go down the street and find food consistently. Just that by itself. Never have we had the ability to go into another room, to switch on a tap, and to have water running through that system. They say that we have more resources at our disposal than a king in the 1500s with hundreds of servants. They had to have 10 servants run out and get water, filter the water, then bring the water over to the castle, which might have taken 30 minutes, an hour, whatever, right? We can turn on a tap and there's going to be water running directly through it. Now, look, I came from a quote unquote third world country. I was born in Zimbabwe. And I understand that much of the world still does not have these resources. But who I'm speaking to right now is the one who is listening to this. If you're listening to this, it means you have a device that you're using to listen, which means you have enough privilege to watch this right now, to listen to this. So I'm talking to you because we love to project, well, but no, but these people, so that ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm talking to you right now. We live in the most ungrateful generation that I have ever witnessed. And of course, it's the only generation I've ever witnessed because I was born right now. But as far as what I've heard in times past, this is the least grateful. We have the most, and yet we're the least grateful. We're going the wrong way, folks. I'm going to tell y'all that straight up. We're going the wrong way. We're focused on the wrong things. We have everything at our disposal, and yet we are the biggest whiners and complainers. I'm going to say it as it is. And I'm not talking about Gen Z. I'm not talking about Gen A or the alphas. I'm talking about all of us as a collective. We have stepped into a day and age where we have more protests per capita, more activists per capita, yet it has never been better to be a human being. We have more people complaining about what somebody else has and what they don't have, when just maybe 50, 60 years ago, you didn't even have the option to have what you have. It really blows my mind, especially as a young black man, right? You go through this life and you think to yourself, damn, like, especially coming from overseas, it's like, fuck, I can literally do anything. I can really do anything. Sometimes it seems overwhelming because there's so many choices of how much you can actually do. But then on the other side, you're being told you are oppressed, you're a victim, you can't do nothing about your circumstance. And it creates confusion and dissonance because it's like they're saying this and there's masses of them saying this. But my life doesn't look like that. Like, I wake up every morning, it's like I can just click the record button. I can speak my mind, speak my truth, and I can get paid for this? Huh? Try to make that make sense to your grandparents. Try to make that make sense to your great grandparents. Try to take it back any generation past and to tell them that this is a possibility. To the ones who were working in the factories, to the ones who were working in the mines, to the ones who had to create something from absolutely nothing when there was just, shanty towns and shacks and there was no business. When the individuals are scratching and clawing to just make something happen for their families. Go talk to those individuals and tell them what you have right now and try to complain to them and see how crazy you look. I'm being straight up right now. I'm not going to cap in my rap. I'm not going to tell you something that, is going it's going to make you feel good for the moment, but it's not going to actually help you in your life. I made that decision a while back. I said, because I truly desire the best for me, I truly desire the best for you. And that means I can't lie to you in the same way I don't lie to me. I don't tell myself, well, the reason that you are not where you want to be is because of the white man, or the reason why you are not where you want to be is because of, X and Y system that is in play. There's a system of inequity, a system of injustice, a system of, whatever the hell system is there. How many isms we have now? Everything is an ism. I can no longer point the blame there because I am tapped into how fortunate I am to have what I have. But some people have it harder, but you probably are privileged. Okay, yeah, I am privileged first and foremost, but so are you. The fact that you're listening to this, the fact that you have the ability to do this right now means that you can create something. Will you? Maybe not, and probably not. That might be the difference. You know, when folks get offended off of these type of messages, I used to think it was because of the delivery of it. But then back in the day, I would try to sugarcoat things and say things in a very, subtle way, and still people offended. Sometimes even more offended, right? Well, but you don't understand. But you just are, you're I've been called an agent of white supremacy. Imagine that. This guy, if you're not seeing me right now, maybe you're driving or whatever you're doing, listening to this, maybe sweeping a house, blah, blah, blah. I am a melanated individual, heavily melanated individual, okay? And I've been called a white supremacist because of ideas like, God forbid, you have the ability to change your life. Imagine that. When a message of empowerment becomes a message of suppression or a message of a message of victimization, we have lost the plot, folks. We've lost the entire plot. We have lost our rabbit minds. And I get it. We are being conditioned into such a way of thought. We're being conditioned to hate the very place that is creating opportunity for us that we never had to create. Imagine getting a job and hating on the man who created the job. Imagine, man, I really want a job. You get a job at the Amazon warehouse. Now you're talking smack about Jeff Bezos all day. That man created your job. Good, bad, or indifferent. I haven't met him, so I don't know. But that man created your job. And you're going to hate on the one who created the very thing that is now providing for you that would not have existed if that man didn't take his risk. If he could have stayed in his little engineering job, he could have, he was making $100K in like the 80s and, he could 200, 300. He probably would be high up in that, in that company, but Amazon would have never been made. The 1 million+ jobs would have never been created, or 500,000 or whatever it is at this point in time. Those jobs would not exist in this ecosystem. And yet we have the audacity to complain. I know there's a lot of, I know this is a fact, and I must confront it. There's a lot of envy and jealousy when it comes to these issues. A lot of envy and jealousy. We don't want to face it. We don't want to call it what it is, but it is what it is. And I'm not in a place of, a multimillionaire or billionaire yet. I will be. But even me, I had to confront it myself to be like, if you feel some type of way about them, check yourself. What's that really about? Oh, I feel some type of way. Okay, that's what this is about. You feel some type of way. So instead of being bitter, why don't you get better? Why don't you take notes, right? There's a blueprint for you. Do something different. Move different. Because the more you're focused on what they have and focus on what you do not have, that spirit of ungratefulness, which is one of the most detrimental spirits. We don't talk about this enough. The individual who cannot be grateful for their life is the most miserable sort of individual to be around, because they always have something to complain about. They always got a new problem. They say they got a problem for every solution. You tell them, hey, you can do this and this. No, but you don't understand. They love that line. You don't understand. Okay, fine. Then I don't want to understand. Then you can stay exactly where you are, keep getting the results that you're getting, and that's perfectly fine. Keep moving in that same trajectory. Move it along. But don't come to me with them complaints, because I'm not the one. I'm not the one. And you can't race bait me. You can't play any of those games with me. Not anymore. Not anymore. You can't play but us as people. Nah, so you see me as your community only when it's convenient. You see our skin color as kinship only when it's convenient. My people are those who are not going to victimize themselves and use other people and manipulate other people into giving them what they have, who are entitled to somebody else's stuff. Those aren't my people. Those aren't my people. My people are those who know they can do for self and are willing to do so and are doing their very best to do exactly that. Not the ones who are constantly complaining and blaming. No, I don't resonate with you, so you're not my people. You say, my people, my people. You've been tricked into that. You've been fooled. If I was in a neighborhood where there are, jacker boys, robbers, they're the dope boys, etc., they're not my people. When I was selling dope in the streets, I wasn't my people. No, I was poisoning my own community. That's what I was doing. And any consequences that came with that, I deserve those consequences. I put that upon myself. We protect those who don't care anything about ourselves, and then we attack those who are actually looking to make a difference. It is unbelievable, y'all. It is unbelievable. They will have a party for the dude who came back from prison, but the kid who just graduated from college, it's crickets. It's unbelievable, y'all. Those aren't my people. People who move that way, absolutely not. We live in an unbelievably ungrateful generation, and we must turn the tide if we're going to have anything different. We can keep blaming the economy. We can keep blaming the presidents. We can keep blaming everything and everybody else, but there's going to come a point in time where we have to face ourselves. You got to look at the man in the mirror, and you got to change his ways. Hopefully that ain't copywritten right there. UMG, don't even try me. I would dispute. I will rebuke. Yeah, we got to do better. We got to do better, folks. Simple as that. We got to drop the act, we got to drop it, and we got to get to work. We got to start being productive, start creating, start raising up our family, start living functionally, man. Simple as that. Stop pointing the finger. The longer we point blame, the longer we remove our power source, the longer we evade responsibility, the longer we stay in the very same misery that we are perpetuating at this very moment. That's all that's going to happen. You might get a check, a PPP loan. You might get yourself a damn reparations check, and then it will be gone in the wind. And now what? Nah, it wasn't enough reparations. We need a little more. Nah, bro. Nah. Absolutely not. You have the power within yourself to make the difference. Use it.
I used to be afraid of the dark, a place unknown like a heart in their heart. I used to see my life in the bar. Now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight, 2 step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. You got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see